AITA for shrugging when my dad's wife asked what she was supposed to do if I only ever see her as my dad's wife, and not as a parent. I 17M have had a pretty unique family dynamic my entire life. My dad 49M has been my rock since day one. He raised me on his own after my mom essentially walked out of our lives when I was still a baby. I don't even have a single memory of her, and at some point I just stopped wondering about her entirely. Dad never badmouthed her, but he was honest. She didn't want to be involved, and that was that. So for as long as I can remember, it's always just been me and Dad. We have a strong bond, not perfect, but solid, and he made sure I never felt like I was missing out. He played both roles the best he could, and I never once felt neglected. I didn't grow up longing for a mom or imagining what a complete family would look like. My version of complete was just the two of us. So by the time I was a teenager, I wasn't wishing for anything to change. 3 years ago, when I was 14, Dad started dating Colette 47F. She was nice enough at first, polite, friendly, never overbearing. I didn't mind her being around, and I was respectful. I could tell she cared about my dad, and honestly I was happy for him. He deserved companionship, someone to talk to, someone who cared for him in that way. But I also didn't feel like I needed a new parent. I wasn't yearning to fill a mother-shaped hole, because to me, there wasn't one. About 6 months into their relationship, Dad and I had a talk. He asked how I felt about Colette and if I ever thought I might want her to take on a more motherly role. I told him the truth. I appreciated him asking, but I wasn't looking for another parent. I had him, and that was enough. He respected that and made it clear to Colette what my boundaries were. He didn't shut her out, but he helped create space where I could feel comfortable. And for a while, everything was fine. They got married a year later when I was 15. Colette moved in, and she started to try a bit harder to be involved, not in a terrible, invasive way, but you could feel it. She tried little things like suggesting we do more family dinners, hinting at wanting to be included in school events, and sometimes dropping casual mom comments. Like saying, "I know I'm not your mom, but I'd still love to help," or "This must be what it feels like to have a teenager." Again, nothing hostile, just persistent. I still kept things polite. I didn't act out, I didn't argue, I didn't disrespect her. I just didn't take the bait. She was my dad's wife. That's how I saw her. That's how I still see her. And while I was willing to share space and be courteous, I wasn't going to shift my emotional foundation just because someone wanted a title. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, I won an academic award at school. It was a big deal. Only 3 students were honored, and part of the tradition is having your parents pose with you for a feature in the school newsletter. Naturally, I brought my dad. He's the one who's been to every conference, every award night, every parent-teacher meeting. He's the one who stayed up helping me with science projects and quizzed me for exams. It wasn't even a question in my mind. When the newsletter came out, Colette was not thrilled. She didn't say anything right away, but her mood changed noticeably. Then a day or two later, she brought it up and asked why I hadn't included her in the photo. I was surprised, not because she was upset, but because I genuinely hadn't considered it a slight. I told her it wasn't personal. It just didn't feel right to include someone in a parenting moment who wasn't, to me, a parent. I said it respectfully, and my dad backed me up when she went to him. He gently reminded her of the conversations we'd had years ago, and how I'd always been clear about how I saw her role in my life. She didn't love that answer, but she didn't fight it either, until a couple of days ago. We were in the kitchen cleaning up after dinner, just the two of us, when she asked, kind of out of the blue, what she was supposed to do if I never saw her as anything more than Dad's wife. The way she said it, it was like she was pleading. Like she needed me to say something that would make her feel, I don't know, validated, accepted. And I didn't know what to say. I mean, I couldn't say what she wanted to hear because I didn't feel it. I wasn't angry. I wasn't trying to be dismissive or rude. But all I could do was shrug. Not sarcastically, not with attitude, just a shrug, like I don't have that answer, that's not my job to figure out. She didn't take it well. She got quiet for a moment, then told me it was incredibly disrespectful to shrug off something so important. She said it hurt her that I couldn't even engage in the conversation, and she left the room. Now things are tense. Dad hasn't said much, though I suspect he's trying to keep the peace. Colette is still polite, but there's a wall up now. I've replayed the moment a bunch of times in my head, and while I don't feel like I was disrespectful, I wonder if I was too blunt, or maybe too indifferent in a moment she really needed something from me. So, AITA for shrugging when my dad's wife asked what she was supposed to do if I never saw her as a parent.